It's Turkey. It's Turkey. It's Turkey.
spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish Podcast. I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz, and if you're new here, Storytime is our episode where we get to share homegrown horrors sent to us from our lovely spooky friends out there. Adam, why don't you get a little in more detail about those?
So, homegrown horrors are the wonderful stories that have been shared with us by you, the listener or viewer, that are supernatural, spiritual, coincidental, sometimes true crime, sometimes extraterrestrial in nature. Robin, if someone has a story like that they would like to share, where can they send it?
You can send it to our email, storytime@scaryish.com. You can also send it to our social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We get a few stories that way. You can also go to our website, scaryish.com, and there's a contact us page. You fill out that form there, and it gets emailed to us that way. So whichever is convenient for you.
Indeed. So we would love to hear from you. We would share your story on the show, as we're going to do for 3 stories that we have today. One of them is quite long, so what we're going to do is Robin's going to read her first story. Then I'm going to read the first half of the long story. Then we're going to do the normal ad break. Then we're going to come back, and Robin's going to read the second half of the long story, and then I'll read my last story.
You know what'll be fun about that is how we read the stories. So maybe your whole feel of how you read the first part of the story is going to be completely different from how I read the second part of the story.
It will be very interesting, to say the least. So, cool. That said, before we move any further, I want to go ahead and let folks know, as we mentioned before, Pasta Time last week was our last Pasta Time officially. Not sure if we're going to have one of those again ever. If we do, it'd probably be a one-off or something like that. Like maybe we're going to have a Scaryish writing contest or something. Who knows? But we have no plans for that in the future. This story time is not going to be the last story time that we're going to run. But because we are low on stories and we don't want to try and basically ask people like, hey, everyone send us stories, because you kind of tend to get a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like we want to do something a little different. And I said we were going to have some details of what's going to happen with that. So for the live stream specifically, it's going to run different than the Storytime episodes, than the Friday episodes that are going to be released. So what is going to happen is we are going to start doing, just for, I'd say probably a couple of months, maybe 3 months, depending on how long they go. We're going to have a Storytime series. We don't have a name for it yet. I'd like to call it Storytime : Spooky Time. But what we're going to do is a few sessions with a few different groups of an actual play D&D horror themed storyline that I am going to be the dungeon master for. We have 2 confirmed groups already. So essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to write a one-shot. I'm going to write something that's only going to take 2 or 3 hours for us to play through. It's going to be horror themed, maybe haunted house, maybe a town turns into werewolves. Something fun. We're going to mix in a bunch of stuff that we've done on the show, and it's going to be a blast. And then we're going to release those in episode format. Robin is, of course, going to be part of them. I'm very excited because I love D&D. We've had a lot of folks who have suggested things similar to this, and I've been inspired by a DM friend of mine who previously gave us a haunted house one-shot for Halloween. So that said, here's the discrepancy. Here's going to be the difference, okay? So the group that we have recording first is not going to be recording live. It is actually going to be the Twats crew. So my amazing co-hosts, Garrett and Faye, are going to be my players yet again. We have an actual play that we do for Twats as well. We're going to have a 4th super secret special guest, which I'm really, really excited for. And then I'm still figuring out exactly how Robin's going to work into that particular one. That'd be so fucking cool. It's no one that I don't think anyone knows, but that would be awesome. Okay, so that said, that's one group. The second group is the JJ Obsession. So it's going to be Jess, Jen, Julia, hopefully, and Robin. And they're going to go through the same scenario, which I had this idea for a podcast back in the day called The Antagonists, where I was going to make people run through a storyline where they're basically the bad guys and have a different group run through the same exact storyline to see how differently they would do it. So I'm kind of resurrecting that idea, and we're going to have at it. So we're going to have the same scenario to see how crazy different things go. And if people really like this, it could become a permanent staple, and we'll see what happens with it. That said, for the live shows, I'm very excited to announce this because, as those of you who listen to Friday episodes should know at this point, we record these episodes live. And as a giant thank you to the people who have supported us through all these live shows, our group that we're going to stream live is going to be DM'd by me and Robin. We're going to work on some mechanics for how that's going to work. And we're going to choose the players from the folks who watch us. Because you guys have been so amazing and so supportive that we know all of you by first name basis. A lot of you showed up to SpookyCon out there in Philadelphia, and it was amazing to meet all of you face to face in that one shot, or in that one time. And we would like to invite you to participate in this one shot with us as well, which would be so much fun. There is going to be a spot reserved. Robin and I have already talked about it for a couple of people, and we're going to see how big we want the group to be and how many folks we're going to do. But that said, Glitch Grim, I know you're watching right now. You were our number one choice. You are going to be part of this if you would like to be. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts because Glitch, I don't know if you guys know this, has been with us for like every single episode, every live stream we've done, every game stream we've done.
YouTube and our Twitch.
YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Facebook. He's always monitoring the live stuff. He's an admin and a mod and all these different spots. There's like this undying loyalty. It's like, Glitch is here before we are sometimes, and because of that, we absolutely want to have Glitch in our group for this live episode. So the episodes we record on Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Not sure if the schedule is going to stay the same based off of whoever we wind up having as part of this group, as well as the people we record on Wednesdays won't be the episodes we release on Fridays. So it'll probably go like the Twats of Twats crew start getting their episodes released, and then the JJ Obsession group, because we're going to record in smaller bits, obviously, for the Wednesday thing. So very excited to announce that. I know that this was a long announcement because we're already like several minutes into the show and we haven't told you any scary stories yet. But that is where we're going to go for the next couple months, 3 months. We'll see, if people like it, to be honest with you, because I'm really excited to do it. I absolutely love Dungeons and Dragons. And for those of you who've never experienced it, like, I don't know if I'm going to listen to that, Adam. That sounds kind of lame. It's really just, I'm going to make up a story. These guys are going to try and walk through it as if they were the main characters. And maybe I kill them, maybe I don't. And they have ways to defend themselves. And we'll explain things. We're going to try and keep the game mechanics to a minimum. We don't want to get really bogged down in rules or things like that, but we're still going to make sure that it's going to be...
We just want to have fun with everyone. So.
We want to make sure the show is fun. And it has been for a really long time. We're trying to amp it up.
I know maybe not a lot of you folks know that Adam is a writer by, degree. Right?
I spent a lot of money to have Purdue University give me a degree for writing that I don't really use anymore.
Yeah, and so it's really fun to have these stories from Adam because they're so, unique. And you guys get to see this creative side of not Robin. I'm Robin of Adam that you don't normally get to see. So it'll be really fun.
Yeah. So, and I'll do voices, which will be silly. I haven't finalized the details on the storyline, but it is going to be set in like a fantasy world, and these guys are going to have characters that they're going to create, and then I'm going to have something specific, and I'm going to make it fun and horror themed, which is kind of what our show is. So. We'll see how this turns out, and I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But that said, this is still Storytime number 191, I think, and we have some stories to read.
I hope so, because that's what I named my
That's
file.
what I named my file, too. So
Okay.
I think Robin is going first, if I am not mistaken, so go ahead and take the one that's not super long, and take it away.
All right, so... my first story here, the subject is 3 Scariest Short Stories from Kiara. I can't read. Hold on. Let me put my glasses on. That might help.
I'm happy you have glasses because I found 2 pairs in Robin's old desk as I was converting it to my dice making station. Obviously, D&D has taken over my life yet again.
Can they see it on the camera? Your new dice desk?
I don't think any of the live viewers can see it, but I'll give a tour during the halfway point.
All right, cool. Now that I have my glasses on. So this email is titled 3 Scariest Short Stories from Kiara. And it says, feel free to share. So we're going to share it. It goes, hello, Robin and Adam. Hello. That's us.
Hello.
I'm Robin. He's Adam.
I'm Adam. Hello. I mixed some accents
Hello.
there. My bad.
Hope you're having a good day. It's a pretty okay day. Today I wanted to share 3 scary-ish and or funny stories from my childhood. The first story starts a few years ago. I was staying at my cousin's house with my older sister for the weekend. A bit of background on my cousins. We're really close and love to joke around with each other. This helps put some suspicion in context. Okay. I feel like something happens and then you're like, did you do this? But because you're close cousins, it's like you're going to play a joke on them or whatnot, but never tell them the truth. Who knows? Maybe that's why you're suspicious. Anyway, let's get into it. I remember the first night I was at their house. They were telling me about my younger cousin's doll. Okay. They were telling me how the doll was haunted, and since it was coming from them, I thought they were only messing with me. I said the sentence I would come to regret. Prove it.
Oh, no.
I feel like those oh man, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, yes, we're going to torture them. To which they replied by doing exactly that. They decided to place the doll in their bedroom. I watched as they sat the doll on the bed, and we all went back downstairs. We watched some movies for a while before my younger cousin went upstairs. She starts screaming, causing all of us to run upstairs. My jaw drops as I notice the doll went from one side of the room to the other. Now, I didn't know if they were messing with me or not, but I wasn't going to test it. I noped the F out of there and ran downstairs to grab my phone and call my mom to go home. To this day, they still claim they weren't messing with me, and I don't know if that's true, but I don't mess around with ghosts. All right. I could see that cousin being like, you want me to prove it? Here's proof. And they just went upstairs, moved the doll from one end to the other, and was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would definitely do that if I was that smart. I was not that smart as a kid.
I was the person who 100% got tricked. I was not the person playing the prank, so samesies.
The second story is not paranormal, but still pretty scary/funny. I stayed home from school today. I guess that was today. All right. Or maybe it's one day. Who knows? And was in my mother's bedroom watching TV. Now, everyone always talks about what they would do if someone breaks into their house, but trust me, your true response will come out in that moment. Which is funny because last night, Adam heard a sound and was like, that sounds like someone opening the door downstairs, and it's 1 a.m. And he just calmly gets up. He like puts his headphones down, gets up. I see the hallway light turn on, and I'm like waiting, sitting there like, is something going to happen? Am I going to hear screams or yelling and things getting thrown around? And then I see the hallway light get turned off, and he walks back in. He's like, now the dog's fine. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, thank God.
I like peeked downstairs, I didn't see anything, and then I was like, wait, is our super, super noisy, half Corgi, half German Shepherd freaking out about this mysterious noise? And she was snoozing, so I'm like, we're good. She's not worried, then I'm not worried.
I was in the middle of watching a movie when I heard my house alarm start blaring. That would scare me if the house alarm started going off. When I first heard it go off, my body froze. Yes, there is flight, fight, and freeze as well. I was staring at the closed room door as my heart pounded in my ears. I ran to my mother's walk-in closet and sat down, but I remembered I left my phone on the bed. Oof. I ran out to grab my phone, but instead of going back to the closet, my stupid body wouldn't move. I believe a part of me froze. I believe a part of my freeze response is my writer's brain. It comes in handy when writing stories, but in scenarios like this, my head was running through many scenarios, making me not able to function properly. The alarm stopped suddenly as I heard someone putting the code in. Most people would assume that their parents were home, but not me. My brain was telling me whoever broke into the house somehow hacked my alarm system and found the code. I finally gained enough confidence to crack open the bedroom door to see who was there, and it was my cousin who came in from out of town. She turned and jumped, telling me how I scared her, like she didn't scare me half to death. I think that's hilarious because you obviously didn't know they were coming. And then you just hear this alarm go off, and you have no clue. Like, your cousin's like, oh, yeah, I'm just coming over. I know the code. I'll just put in the code, whatever. And then they're like, you scared me. Like, what the heck? I don't know. I think it's funny.
I
but
agree.
I would hope to never experience that. All right. Finally, my last story is more on the scary side. This was my experience with a very real and very scary dream. This was the only time in my life where I had a dream so real and so terrifying. This dream started out with me waking up. I know that sounds strange, but that's how it worked. I walked down the stairs in my house and into the kitchen. I opened the fridge to grab a water, and then when I turned around, I saw a huge figure standing in the corner of the kitchen. It was dark, and I couldn't really make out the figure, just that it was tall and lanky. When I looked at this creature, fear coursed through my veins, and I felt like I couldn't move. It was almost like I wasn't scared of the creature, but the presence and energy it brought to me.
It's spooky.
Okay, wait. It was almost like I wasn't scared of the creature, just its presence and energy that it brought me. That was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life. It was like my fear of heights times 1,000. When I finally woke up from the dream, I was crying and sweating. That was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life, and I'm glad I've never had that feeling again. I'm glad I've never had a feeling like that again. Thanks for reading my stories and keep on creeping on. Hope you guys have a great day. And if you ever want stories from me, let me know. I know I've definitely had the horror dreams where I was like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I've had night terrors where it's just like demonic screaming in my head. And I've had dreams where when I wake up, I know I don't want to open my eyes because I think that if I open my eyes, it's going to be standing right there. Whatever creature I just saw in my nightmare is going to be standing on the edge of my bed. And sometimes I will keep my eyes closed and roll over and just like face at him. I'm like, I'm not looking up. Like, it's safer if I turn this way, even though it's like, it's a demon. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you, especially if you turn your back to it. Yeah, I can't imagine having a dream where I feel like I've woken up, went and done a bunch of stuff and saw something. And then you wake up and you're like, well, if I go into the kitchen right now, is it going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I empathize with this. I definitely used to have some pretty awful night terrors, so having some horrible feelings come up during dreams is something I've been familiar with for the better part of 30 years of my life, so it certainly sucks. I didn't really have cousins that would play pranks on me, and I would play pranks on them back. My brother sure as fuck did, though, so I had to live with it constantly. It wasn't just like if my cousins were stopping by for the weekend or anything like that, but I don't live with him anymore, so I ain't got to worry about that. I say that, and then he'll jump out from behind a fucking wall and be like, bah! But yeah, thank you so much for sending that in, and definitely send us more. We do want to hear your stories. But yeah, I think that's a good way to start the show.
Cool.
It's
All right,
spooky.
let's look over in the stream chat, see what you wonderful folks had to say. I do want to say, huge shout out to Chunkster. Chunkster had
Congratulations on the
multiple
new
job interviews and landed that new job, and most importantly, they will not be missing any more live streams. We're holding you to that.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
We have lots of shout outs to give for these notifications, and then we're going to read some chat. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning, where the beginning goes. This is minutes ago, that's minutes ago, that's days ago. Okay, here we go. So shout out to Glitchgrim for resubscribing 23 minutes ago for the 35th month and said, woo. Shout out to Lizardtree for resubscribing for the 14th month and said, yippee, 14 months. Shout out to Xena Knight for resubscribing for the 3rd month and said, love you guys, missed you, we missed you too. Thank you. I swallowed my own spit. Shout out to Captain Fake Guy for donating 500 bits. I do have to update that goal. Shout out to Sherry Sue for resubscribing for the 10th month. They said, hey everyone, what up Sherry Sue? Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Shout out to Red Kato for joining us and resubscribing for the 6th month and saying, woo. Shout out to Chunkster for resubscribing for the 19th month saying, woo, I got a new job and I won't miss any more live streams. Hell yeah. Shout out to Chloe Michelle for cheering 600 bits. You're still the only person who we read their full name for. I don't know why. We apologize, but it just sounds good. Shout out to Sacred Infinity. I love you. I miss you, dog. We need to hang out. For resubscribing for the 20th month saying, I am so happy to see your beautiful faces, friends. We really appreciate that. And shout out to Laura Ann, Chloe Michelle, and Sherry Sue for, in this last minute, redeeming a drink apiece, which means we have 3 to do. I am rocking...
I need to go make a drink, so let me go make a drink real quick.
All right, I am rocking a rum and coke as per usual. Shout out to Glitch who just redeemed the 4th drink. While Robin's getting that prepared, I'm going to go ahead and scroll up to the tippy top of the chitter chatter. And start reading some. Lizardtree, thank you so much for redeeming a 5th drink for us. All right, first person in either channel was Pink Penguin, who said, happy hump day, happy hump day. Glitch was here. Pink Penguin said woo. Glitch said woo back, or it was the other way around. Faye, Laura Ann, Latreya is here. I'm Westerner, said sup nerds, what up? It's nice to see so many folks trickling in. 911 Girl says, hello everyone. What up, 911 Girl? Happy belated birthday. We appreciate you joining us. Mint, I'm just going to say Mint, said spooky time. Indeed. It's nice to see so many beautiful folks scrolling. What is wrong with me? It's because I was scrolling my mouse. Joining us. Shout out to Brandon Chicken for joining us as well. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Laura Ann is here. Also, that reminds me. So we have previously recorded D&D episodes, and I have that audio. Actually, Captain Fake Eye was nice enough to DM that. That happened like a year and a half ago, and I sort of stalled out on the editing because I suck. Realistically, life just got kind of busy, and I wasn't able to finish it. I do have at least one of those done, though. So if these go well, they will definitely be... If these horror ones go well, I'm definitely going to take up all those ones and just release those as well, because we need to. Shout out to IMB Trainer for also being here. Shout out to Kat over there on YouTube. Says, you're back. I missed you guys. We missed you too. Thank you for joining us. Wow. I have this weird, like, spot on the side of my head. It's like when your eyelid twitches, where it's like, and it keeps doing it, and it's on my headphones, so it feels so weird. But it's kind of cool too. But yeah, so we didn't make this announcement to anyone. I think the JJ Obsession already knows about it. I think we ran it by them, and we'll figure out the scheduling. And then I let Faye and Garrett know about it, and we're trying to think of a third for them. And Faye came up with it. So it's going to be really fun. I really enjoy the fact that I'm going to write this one shot, and I really enjoy running multiple groups of D&D. Usually if I have a storyline, I try and do at least 2 groups and put them through the same story, because everyone does stuff so very differently that it'll give you ideas for your other group, which I do hope will happen. And Westerner says, has he wooed since coming back? I actually wooed this time, but my microphone was off. Which is unfortunate. However, it'll be on the episode that releases on Friday. You guys will get to hear it. Also, we keep recording super late, so I'm not wooing because I don't want to wake up either my mom or our roommates.
All right, I'm going to pour some Chambord. I got coffee, so I have coffee, and I'm going to put some Chambord in my coffee. I don't have any, like, Irish cream or... the strawberry cream stuff to add to my coffee. I'm just gonna... Oh god, where's Liz when I need her?
I think we have 5 drinks now to drink. I think I might have taken 1, but I don't remember. Latreya says, loving your nails, Robin.
Thank you. Jules had to go move the car. She said I needed to move the car, and I was like, come, go into the thing, go on the show and say that I'm moving the car real quick. And she's like, nope, I'll move the car. I was like, no.
Do you have the chat thing up?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll keep reading, and then you can catch up whenever. I just want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Glitch said, "Holy shit! Yeah. I want that JoJo Pikachu. Where did you get that, Robin?"
So I got this at Okairi. It was a convention, like a tiny one that was in Anaheim. And it was like one of the things during that con that was like, I am gonna buy that. I have to have it because I was like, this is so cool. But I've had it for so long, it's like starting to get all wonky. But I don't know who the artist was. I forget. I wish I remembered, because I also got my sister a peeker that was what's his name? Pinhead Larry from SpongeBob. That was so funny. But I wish I could tell you who the artist was. But maybe if you can look it up, you can find it on Etsy or something, maybe?
It's kind of cool because I'm seeing that some folks were trickling in a little bit late, and they're like, wait, D&D? What did I miss? Yeah, we're going to start having some D&D groups running horror-themed event that I'm going to DM, and then we're going to release those as episodes for Storytime on Fridays, and then we're also going to have a live stream group, which we haven't announced who's going to be in it yet, and I'm going to figure out how to gather up the folks or let people apply, and then we're going to choose based off of schedules / availability, and then we're going to record live, and we're going to have people sort of call in. The logistics of that, obviously, we still need to work through. I had one other idea for stuff we could do live, which we came this close to doing today. We were thinking about doing a topic episode live. That said, topic episodes behind the scenes are an absolute fucking shit show. So I'm like,
Facts.
I don't really want to do one of those live because it's like, it is not there won't be a lot of interaction with chat. It'll literally just be like, it's usually, especially when we're not next to each other, when we're, across the way, like we have to like raise our hands on camera to be like, I want to interject something because there's always a delay in the audio. So it's very hard to get a quip in. And if we were to do one live, I'd want it to be when we're in the same room. But who knows? Maybe we do that soon. I Once Here says, wasn't Adam originally going to go into journalism? That was my plan while I was in college. That plan did change as I went along. And when I graduated, it was the Great Recession. Unemployment was at 20%, and print media was dying literally everywhere. So had to pivot to a different career. Pink Penguin says,
this tastes so good.
Pink Penguin says, I love seeing people's handmade dice. They're so neat. I do have some that I still need to ink over there, and it's actually kind of a cheap setup, but it wound up working out very well.
Did you take him on a tour?
No, I'm going to do it during the midway break.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think I'm going to try and join Discord on my phone, move Robin's camera around, and you guys will be able to see what that looks like from Robin's camera, which her face won't be there anymore. It'll just be me. It'll be the back of my chair on one screen. And then that corner, which is Robin's desk. Robin has a desk out where she's at now, so I have appropriated that for the time being because I took up our dining room table downstairs for like 2 months. All right. Lizard Tree says, I'm doing laundry, so I won't be interacting much for a minute. No big deal. Can you do some of my laundry too?
See you there.
It's really backed up.
Under things. Tumbling.
I'm What's Here says, ooh, with Adam DMing, we have another chance to hear Drunk White Girl, Adam. So there's this thing that I found back in the day on my personal channel, which is a spin wheel, which you can get to just like pop up, and you can set whatever you want it to be to like trigger it, which is like a donation or whatever. I think I'm going to put a bunch of different like characters on there, like, Drunk Girl / Valley Girl, like George Takei, a bunch of other things that are like voice that I could do for characters. And then when we introduce a new character into the storyline, we'll spin it and we'll see what it lands on, which will be really fun to do, but we'll see. I'm playing around with that idea. If I can get it to work, then that's what I'd like to do. Also, one more big shout out for Chungster on the new job. I just got to the part in the chat where everyone's saying congratulations.
Also, today is apparently Sherry Sue's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sherry Sue. That's awesome.
And hopefully you get over COVID soon. That sounds awful.
Oh, I didn't know that you had COVID. Yeah, definitely. Heal, mend. Shout out to Forrest P. Biz over there on YouTube. It says, hola fam, what up? Thank you for joining us. I keep scrolling. Sacred Infinity says, by the way, how do I get Adam made dice for my wizard? Just DM me, bro. Let me know what color scheme you're looking for, and I'll see what I can cook up. I still have some fine tuning to do, so they might suck.
I've never played D&D. I played Warhammer and Magic.
Nice. Oh god, I love Magic so much. I've never played Warhammer. However, the paint that I use to ink my dice is the Warhammer paint. Citadel. Thank you. All right.
I don't know why I know that. Captain Fake Eye says, Robin, your nails look amazing. Thank you. They're growing out. It's funny because a bunch of us went to go get our nails done, and somehow my sister Jules and I ended up being like the Powerpuff Girls because Liz is green and I'm pink and Jules is blue, and I just thought it was like hilariously timed or what is it, coincidental. Beep 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 bop bop.
Lots of 40K fans.
Drunk White Girl Adam may be best in
I'm Western says, wait, how have I never heard you, George Takei? I've never done it before on the stream.
You have a George Takei voice?
I just usually say, oh my, and like,
I've
that's
heard that before.
So
Xena says my dad did Space Marines, which is Warhammer.
Nice.
Sherry Sue says thanks.
Liz Tree says, I think it'll be a little too expensive for you to send me your laundry to do, Adam. Haha. I understand. I will totally be willing to let you pay for the shipping both ways.
Shut up, you're
I
so
am
stupid.
that generous.
Red Kiddo says, I just started back into Magic again myself. Only played 40K when I was in middle school and was too expensive to continue. I have only played like maybe 3 games of Magic my entire life. 3 or 4.
I have played thousands of games. I will say the most recent deck I think they're releasing is overlapping with like Baldur's Gate storylines and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Aw, Sacred Infinity says, yes, we got to get together in Discord sometime soon, or Nerd Chills reunion.
We got to do Discord, and then we can talk about that in particular. I always think about Nerd Chills. All right, so we're going to move into the second story, and this one is fucking long, folks.
It's quite the doozy.
So I'm going to read my half. We're going to take a break. We're going to get some orange slices. Yeah, quick smoke break. And then I'll run the ad, and then when we come back, I'll do the tour of the desk. It's really nothing that special, but it has me pretty freaking excited. So going to mark it, and we're going to go ahead and move into the beginning of the second one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start out this very long story. The subject is You Are Welcome to Read on the Pod, and it is, again, very long, so it'll be broken into 2 parts, half by me, half by Robin, and it starts out like this. What's up, Robin and Adam, Spooky Mom, and Spooky Friends? What up?
What's up? That's us. That's everyone. Hello.
Everyone out there also has to say, what up? Wherever you're at right now, say it like to the wind, and make sure you nod your head when you do it. The email goes on. You are welcome to share this on the podcast. Alrighty, I have listened for years, and I have gotten my boyfriend to listen with me. He loves the fact that he is also named Adam, and enjoys yelling woo with Adam, so That's fun.
I think that's adorable.
I do too.
I love that.
I'm glad to know there's a power of Adam ×2 on some of these woos out there in the world. I have been meaning to send this for a long time, but classes take so much time, and so does work. I have now finished my junior year and actually have the time to type this out. Just making up words. I'm just tossing words in with my brain. And you know what? I still owe like 3 drinks, so hang on. Also, we have to do a high five for Captain Fake Guy. 1, 2, 3. Not very well timed, but it's okay.
I don't know if I drank all my drinks, but this, like, I love this mix of Chambord and coffee because it's just like raspberry, like a raspberry coffee latte thing. So good. Oh my
cool. All right. To prevent further slurred speech, I decided to take a huge drink Captain and Coke, so we'll see how that works out. I have now finished my junior year and actually have the time to type out something other than psychological case studies and chemistry problems. Anyway, I am about to dump some major shit from my childhood, and because of that, I will not be using real names. This event is true crime-ish, and still causes me to have panic attacks if I encounter similar noises or phrases from that night.
I am very interested in this. You already got me. You got me at true crime. I'm down.
Well, I'm glad you get the second half then, because you get to wrap it up. To be honest, it doesn't bother me much now, but please feel free to laugh at my trauma. Aw. First, let's get some backstory for how this night happened. My dad is a piece of shit. Okay, that's all on him. My uncle is even worse. His wife sucked too. My father...
What?
There's a lot of shit talking about this family to start. Sorry. I have to sniff because I had a whistle that I thought was just in my ears, and it turns out it was my nose. That's totally going to be in the first part of the podcast. That sucks. All right, I'm going to keep going now. My father was oddly single, which is rare for him. He liked to date, like, any woman with a heartbeat. Once he dated, like, 5 different women, all named Amanda, one right after the other. I was barely even in middle school at the time. I'm pausing for Robin.
Oh, he has a type. Amanda's his type.
Apparently.
He's not into the woman themselves. He's just like, oh, you're Amanda? Come with me.
Wow. Oh, your name's Amanda? Cool. I was barely even in middle school at the time, and I had 3 sisters then, the youngest being 10 years younger than me. I am guessing my age is like 12 because I repressed this memory for a really long time, making the ages of me and my sisters 12, 10, 8, and 2. At this time, my uncle lived with us along with his wife and one of their kids, who was barely 1 year old. He was probably on some hard pills and meth and literally any drug he could get his hands on, and honestly, his wife was just as likely fucked. I had only seen my father drink like a pint of whiskey, so by his standard and tolerance, he was stone cold sober. I'm going to put a trigger warning here for anything bad because I am going to have lots of details. This was a school night, probably like a Wednesday. The youngest of my sisters, who I'm going to call M, was in my dad's room trying to sleep, and finally the rest of us were allowed to go to bed at like 10. After we had all laid down, my dad asked one of us to lay with M, and the second youngest, who we'll call O, volunteered, and he left me and J, the third youngest, alone in our room. We then heard loud arguing after we had gotten comfortable in bed again. Normal day in this household, so whatever. J had gotten frightened and climbed into my bed and was laying on my chest, and the yelling stopped eventually. Then we heard it pick back up again, but this time, it was different. The words, which I don't remember, weren't drunk and just upset. They had a bit of seriousness and intent in them. I jumped up because I knew that tone and swung open my door with Jay closely pressed behind me. As I did, across the hall, I saw O holding M in her arms swing the door open to their room and looking just as startled at the tone that I looked, looking just as startled at the tone. I looked down the hallway to a mirror that was placed in a way where you could see the family room, which was at the opposite end of the hallway. My dad told us to go back into our rooms, but I could hear my uncle's wife in tears. I ran my sisters and I into my father's room as it had the biggest bed, and I thought we may be able to sleep if we were all together and would feel maybe safe. All of us sat shivering in the bed and tried to figure out the cacophony of sounds that came from the opposite end of the house. Slamming doors, incoherent words, yelling, and loud pacing, which was more like drunken stomps.
This is giving me anxiety. Like, I'm...
We're going to get through this together, y'all. We're going through this person's trauma together. We're helping them get through it because they wrote it, so let's just keep going. It was all so confusing, as it was late, and I was very tired. My dad barged in and shoved my uncle's wife and their daughter into the room. She had sat down, and my dad yelled at us to run through the house, turn all the lights out, lock all windows, lock all doors, and get into the master bathroom. We all scrambled to do so, as this was not our first time locking down the house. Usually, it was like a cop or bill collector we were hiding from, though. Crowded into the master bathroom, I could hear my dad running through the house, checking locks, and running from front to back door to try and find my uncle, who during the argument stormed out yelling about grabbing the 3 new machetes he had just got. The next time my dad walked in to check on us, I saw the pitch black pistol in his hand.
Oh my lord.
What my uncle didn't know was that the gun my dad had was completely disassembled moments earlier, and my dad was showing me all of its pieces, explaining that he had no ammo and the gun never worked, but he kept it to sell as scrap or to scare someone if he needed to. Based on the scared gasp, I didn't think anyone knew the gun wasn't fully functioning. Eventually, my dad went back into the family room and kitchen to try and get my uncle to leave, and I heard the hinges rip off the wood frame on the front door.
Oh my god.
I grabbed all of my sisters closer, knowing that in his meth-fueled rage, he had pushed the door inward onto my dad and was trying to hurt him and get to his own family. I could hear glass cracking with impact and all of the homemade wooden furniture splintering. Now, I think I'm getting a little bit of anxiety now, too, because I'm, like, just in the story, just like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, I'm like, just like, what is happening right now?
This episode should be called Trauma Time. Now, I had seen my uncle and dad wrestle around before, and it wasn't even a fight, but my dad had no weapons, and my uncle was on some PCP zombie type shit with a machete or 3. Eventually, my dad managed to push my uncle outside and shut the remnants of the door. He ran to his bedroom and threw open the window and screamed into the night about how he would kill or shoot him if he had to, and that he had called the police and they were already on their way. By now, I had called my mother, fully prepared to die at the hands of a machete-wielding crackhead, and said that some scary movie shit was going down and that my dad had called the cops. I was scared she would be mad if I didn't tell her, and I kept apologizing for being up so late, and she eventually got me to shut the hell up and listen to her. She begged me to call the police and call her back after, and she then hung up telling me to keep her updated, and that she was leaving work. She, however, was an hour away, and surely the police would be here before my mom could find our chopped up bodies in the bathtub, right? I was fucking wrong. Let's hope you guys don't get chopped up here. My father had not called the police at all. Why? Because this man was a drug dealer and was scared of cops. However, I was a small child who was scared of talking on the phone, and my dad said he had already done it, so why call again? This was a normal day at our house, and this wasn't an emergency compared to the normal happenings in the house. Someone could be dying, and I didn't want to waste the time of the cops or operators. Hey, young me was desensitized as hell and a dumbass, but whatever.
That's so sad.
And right there is where we're going to press pause.
Jesus.
Until we get to the second half, which will be read
what kind of stop
by
point
Robin.
Is that? Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's the middle. That's why it's the stop point. So, all right, we're pausing right there. We will be back after this.
Jeebus. All right, let's run a 60-second ad.
Let's read some chat. I'll run the ad, and then I'll do the tour. All right.
All right. Let's see. La, 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 la.
Zena says, I just spent over 100, I think that's pounds, on the new Pokemon cards. So that's like 7,000 American dollars.
Pink Penguin says, speaking of card games, the author of Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently passed.
It's very sad.
I know it's way too soon, but when Adam told me that, I just like looked at Adam. I'm like, he'll be fine as long as he believes in the heart of the cards.
Her exact words, in fact.
Yeah.
Captain Fake Guy says, "Oh my God, friends, my hubs can watch with me today."
Whoop, whoop.
What up, Mr. Dr. Captain Fake Guy? Thank you for joining us. Also, thank you for hanging out with us when you guys were out in LA. It was very fun. Robin's dying, but
choked on my own bit.
I'll keep reading. We'll wait for Robin's retort / quip.
Please.
I'm What's Your Name says, my kitten was just very obsessed with pawing Adam's face. She had no interest in pawing at Robin's, just Adam. It's adorable.
I would also paw at Adam too.
Aw. That's sweet. She
No,
poked me the other day. I was like working like really hard at my desk, and she was sitting over here, and she was just like, "Brant." I was like, "Ow!" Like,
because I didn't have any work because I was unemployed, but my new job starts on Monday. So excited.
What were you gonna say? I cut you off.
Sorry, hold on. I got.
Robin is just a fucking dog seeing a squirrel, man. Just.
No, I just love that. Faye's husband's new nickname is Mr. Dr. Captain Fake Guy, but he's his own doctor, like respectfully. So it's just so fucking funny. Okay.
Faye says he isn't logged in. LOL. I'm serious. Says, does your hubby have a scarish name we can use?
He says he will answer to Mr. Dr. Captain Fake Guy.
Zena says, me to Robin, true crime is my jam. Me too, my bad. I'm What's Your Name says, congratulate him for becoming a big boy eye doctor for me.
Boop, boop. Congratulations.
Indeed.
Let's see.
Angela over on YouTube
says, going back to work. Have a great weekend. I'll try to get on marbles if I can. You're saving lives half the time.
Chunkster says, finally got off. Chunkster says, finally got off my current work. I'll give my 2 weeks notice tomorrow.
Nice. Red Keto says, Robin, love the shirt. It is Spy X Family, right? Yes, it is. Oh man. So Uniqlo had like collaboration with Spy Family, and I logged on to their website way too late to order their shirts that they came out with, and I was only able to get 2 designs. I really wanted the Anya shirt, and it was completely sold out. So disappointed. Very much. So disappointed.
Spy X Family is really good. And I also say the X in it for some reason. I'm What's Your Name says, finally 100% of Breath of the Wild and playing on Master Mode now. That is an accomplishment. Put that on a resume.
Faye says, how do you get 100% in that game? It's so big. I have no idea.
I played 300 hours and I got like 24%. It was crazy. I'm What's Your Name says, interactive map for Korok seeds.
What does it do in that game?
Korok seeds? Yeah, there's like 900 plus to collect, and then every so many you can like get an upgrade to your bags, I think, or you can ask a specific guy. You show him like your Korok seeds. He's like, would you like more bag space or handy? And then you always pick handy, and then your bag space never gets bigger. That's why they put so many seeds.
Yep. Korok
Captain Big Eye
isn't really
says,
Korok seeds, it's his seed.
Captain Big Eye says, LOL, I would have so many stories for trauma time.
I believe it 100%.
I do too.
Oh my god.
Latreia says that's terrifying for that kid. Glitch says, whoa,
real.
this story.
And you know what's sad is there are so many people out there who have this same story that have gone through this experience, and so many traumatized children out there. It's so sad. Bunny Cake says, finally my chat has reconnected.
Hooray.
And this story is crazy. It absolutely is.
Cat in YouTube says, I'm trying to crochet Mothman and Moth Lady, but this story stresses me out. The trauma is real.
For real. So much anxiety, dude.
Liz Tree says, this story is giving me flashbacks of my childhood.
Oh my god. I hope that even if any of you have experienced this kind of stuff in your childhood, that you've been able to like come out of it unscathed for the most part.
Or
Maybe
even if
a
you
little
were
bit of trauma.
scathed, you're out of it though. So you're healing and moving forward, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Cat over there on YouTube says, congratulations on the new job, Robin.
Thank you. So excited. I get to work with one of my bestest friends. So that's going to be super cute.
Liz Beatrice says, I love Spy Family. I'm What's for Dinner
It's so
says,
good.
there are 900 seeds, and the reward for collecting all 900 is a golden pile of shit that does nothing. It's so funny that they put that in there.
Glitch says, I haven't seen Spy Family.
It's good.
Y'all, watch it, because Anya is probably the cutest character, and them as an ensemble cast is just so good.
Glitch says, I'm rewatching Evangelion, which is funny because one of the guys in my D&D group on Sundays is also doing the same thing. Pink Mango says, I watched Spy Family for the first time yesterday. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was like, Adam has to watch this because it might be really annoying for him, or he might really like it.
I am going to put my headset over here so I won't be able to hear anything anyone says. I'm going to log in on Discord through my phone, which will put this camera that Robin sees into my phone camera instead of what she sees. And then I think that'll work. We're going to give it a shot, actually. I'll do it on my phone without doing anything else first, and then we'll go from there.
Glitch says they're rewatching Evangelion. You know what's so annoying? There was an Ichiban Kuji today at Frankenson where we went, me and Jules, and
I disconnected her. Oh, no. This is bad, y'all.
what'd you do?
I connected on my phone on accident, which meant that it disconnected you there. Hang on. We're going to fix this, everyone. Everything's okay. Robin's back now.
There were barely any Evangelion tickets left. And I should have bought them all to get the last Evangelion figure, and I didn't. And when Jules and I went back, right when we walked up to the booth, some other fucking kid was like, I'm gonna buy them all. And I was like, fuck! I was so annoyed, dude.
Okay. Robin may disappear here for a second, but we're gonna get this to work. I'm gonna put my headset over here, and we're gonna fiddle with this just so I can show you the desk. It won't take terribly long. Okay, here we go.
All right, you do you, boo.
Yeah. All right. First things first. I'm joining the channel from my phone, which will cut off Robin's camera, which it has now done. I can see Robin on my phone, however. Robin can see me. You guys can't see anyone. Shit! All right. What's the best way to do this? I guess I could... Here, this is Robin. She's still there. Wave. All right. I know you guys can see me. You guys just can't see Robin. And all it says is general because I'm on the same account. I don't have a second Discord account. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump back in here and get the video going again. All right.
This is interesting.
So what I will do is I'm just going to go over there and take
time.
a picture and then just come over here and show you guys the
Super
picture.
fun time.
Actually, you know what I can do is I can just pan the camera. So give me 1 second and I'll do that. And then you guys can hopefully see that side. Camera control, pan. And then I'll tilt it slightly. Alright, so as you can see, it's 2 pegboards. It has a ton of cups on the bottom. It has a bunch of mica powder in the middle. Those like little squares like right here, those have individual dice sets that need to be polished or inked, along with stuff that I put into it like charms. At the very tippy top are my molds, so this is a giant D20 right there. And then I have a bunch of stuff over here like scissors, tapes, various tapes that I'm using, lighters. Over here is a bunch of pipettes. These are a bunch of popsicle sticks. And then I have resin right here. And then you can see silicone right there that I'm using. I think that's dragon skin. I have paper towels for when I masturbate, when I get too excited.
Oh my
Just kidding.
Lord, have
to clean
mercy.
up the resin. And this has the alcohol inks in it as well. And then there's a bunch of stuff in storage that you guys can't see that is underneath the thing that's usually behind me. So yeah, that's something that we just set up. All that shit was sprawled out on our kitchen table, which was definitely not conducive to it functioning as a table for anything else other than for my selfish bullshit. So I'm happy that it finally got shifted, and thank you to Robin for suggesting to use that desk, because to me that's her desk, you know, and she has a desk now out in Anaheim that she uses with all the stuff that used to be on that desk. So we're repurposing it, and then when we come back together in whichever place we find in the future, then I will probably use the desk I have right now as my dice station, and then I'm probably going to get a new desk for myself because this thing is relatively old, and like the pull-out drawer doesn't even pull out without collapsing nowadays. So that's a quick little tour. Shout out Time What's for Dinner for resubscribing for the 30th month, says redeem high five. Terrible
That
time.
was not bad.
All right, I can hear Robin again now.
I think Adam did a really good job of organizing his little area.
I
That's
didn't
cool.
really know how I wanted it to look, and Robin was like, let's go to IKEA. And then she found the pegboard, and then we found some accessories for it. And then after I started getting it set up, I was like, I need more of the trays. And so I was able to get the mica powders like in front of my face when I'm doing stuff. I actually mixed resin today for like my 30-minute lunch break, and I was testing out some UV resin, and it definitely didn't come out how I wanted it to. So it's nice. I actually have a 3D printer over there and a curing station, and I can use the curing station with UV resin, which isn't my preferred resin, but I was just fiddling around with it to see what I could do. So anyways. Cool. Folks seem to like the setup and the struggles that we were going through to get it to work. Pink Penguin says, it's Adam's magic workshop. It just ensures that I'll spend 90% of my life in the room in this office instead of 75 with the other 15% that was downstairs. So also it's nice that I get to hear like my podcast coming from my computer behind me. But if I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm like mixing resin and shit. I'm like, and I like look back and I've spilled it on me and I'm like, shit. So, all right. I think we all want to know how this story ends so we can get some closure. Especially since this person had to block out this memory, so we know that it was traumatic. So I'm going to let Robin take over and read the last half of this story. I will mark it. You do yo thing.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to finish this really anxiety-ridden story here. Hopefully, it's not too shocking having Adam read the first part and me read the second part. Maybe it'll flow. Maybe I can talk like Adam. I don't know. How does Adam
voice?
talk? I can't talk lower. You can talk higher. All right. So the second part. Now, the part that really haunts me. My dad said he thought we would probably just wait on his bed right by the lovely floor-to-ceiling window. Everything was quiet and calm, and my dad was back in the kitchen. Just as M ran to the bathroom passing the window, I heard a noise that was earth-shattering. The sound a window makes when it is forcefully shoved upward. I didn't even process it fully before I saw the arms protrude from the blinds as they broke from the force, grabbing for anything. The closest was my sister. I yanked that hoe up so fast and bolted for the door. That is such a sister thing to do, though. Like, I definitely answer the phone to my sister as like, sup ho, or like stuff like that.
It's true. I've been around it multiple times.
So, yanked that hoe up so fast and bolted for the door, which everyone else was already exiting from. I was screaming as I tried to shut the door, hoping that it would add any kind of wall between us and that blitzed out man. My dad kicked in the door and pistol whipped him with the gun, which actually came in handy. I was long fucking gone before it happened, so I didn't see it, but I sure as hell heard that bone cracking, yet squishy noise. followed by the gun shattering to pieces and hitting everything around. We made it to the room again after he had pushed out and... Wait, what? We made it to the room again after he had been pushed out and the window shut and locked once again. Just then, I could hear my dad freaking out and in whispered tones that he had killed his brother. What the fuck? And he could see a pool of blood spilling from his head after he had hit him. So he hit him so hard that he was just bleeding. Then that gut-wrenching noise of gravel under tires. I begged that it wasn't my mom because my dad would be scared to let her in and she would have to try and escape the sociopath prowling around the house. Thankfully, it was a cop. Just kidding. I couldn't get that lucky. Jesus. Well, it was kind of a cop because remember, no one had been called yet. This particular quote-unquote cop was actually a buyer of my dad's. He came to my dad's call to help hide all the illegal shit. What the what? He came into the house and walked into the bathroom, reached his hand into the fist-shaped hole, reached down onto the wood beam that ran horizontally just under the hole, and pulled out the bags of Mary Jane. What the what? Walked into the room and asked if we were good. Then went and hid the bags in his car and then called the cops for real this time. Oh my Jesus. They showed up in just a few minutes. Surprise, another plot twist. Where my uncle lay bleeding out under that window was now only occupied by the large puddle of dark blood. He was in the wind and behind our house by a large shed full of a fuck ton of electric tools. Oh my God. This is like Trauma City right now. I walked barefoot into the hallway now that I heard the ambulance in the yard. The hallway looked as if you slit someone's throat and ran around trying to cover every little crevice with blood. In a moment of shock, I walked through the pools of it, feeling the liquid, which was now cold and sticky, leaving a trail behind me. Yo! I can't even with this story. Like, what the hell? It is so visual and so visceral. I can't even.
And objectively, very well written.
When I saw the disheveled living room, I ran to my sisters, praying for them to not go see the bloodbath. Just as they had slipped past me to look, I felt my life force drain as my mom's voice screamed threats at the cops and my dad, who I could now see cowering down behind the three cops, standing like a wall and not letting my mom in. She then said the most iconic thing for this situation that still makes me fear her, but also feel like she's a bad bitch. Where are my girls? She turned to the cops as she caught a glimpse of us. Okay, and all worry turned to fury. If I find that man first, I'll fucking kill him. Fuck yeah, that's my mom, admitting to the cops that she will commit some felonies if they don't do their job. As the startled cops stepped aside, my mom pushed us. One of which wasn't her kid, but my dad let her take her since it wasn't safe. And she was my sister, just with a different, now absent, mom, into her car as she most likely yelled profanities at my father, who dared not test his luck with his ex-wife, who had a track record of trying to murder anyone who so much as looked at someone she cared about in the wrong way. Guess where I eventually got to sleep? Oh yes, 2 houses away from my dad's, because my dad is a weird stalker ex who moved to a house on the same street as my mom. What question did little me ask when we got home and tried to rest with my uncle's whereabouts still unknown? I asked her if we were still going to school in the morning. This fucking kid.
I love using the whole thing as like, Mom, I don't want to go to school tomorrow.
She looked at me shocked and was very much thinking of our resemblance as she told me no. Great. A day off and a fun, traumatic story to tell. My mom reluctantly let us go see our dad the next day as we had been worried about him. My loving father treated us to a fun road trip to going to the jail and bailing out my uncle with him.
Oh my God.
We then finished off the day by going to the kids' park, which for some unknown reason was directly next to the jail. Now that you've been introduced to the shit show of my life, I'm going to try and explain some afterthoughts. Was I a moron as a kid? Yes. Do I trust cops? No, I still don't. My friend eventually resurfaced this memory while in high school during one of our favorite activities. We sat on our back deck, which was elevated from the hill down below, watching the sun disappear behind the trees and listening to spooky, scary stories on YouTube. Now, this one had a particular sound of a window sliding open to emphasize the story of a break-in. My whole body froze at that sound. I had the horrible spike of adrenaline followed by the sharp pain in my heart that signified I was having a panic attack. I went into a full-out spiral of panicked crying and trying to escape my own mind and the darkness and the story and my friend. And yet I couldn't be alone as my nails dug into my palms. I shook while I told the story for the first time since that night. This was also not the first time a cop was a fucker or the first a family member tried to kill my dad while I was there. Luckily, in 7th grade, a rumor was spread that I was sleeping with a girl and my dad confronted me, and when I said no, but I was indeed a homosexual, he acted hurt and said he was sorry for how I turned out, and the next time I came to see him, all of my belongings were on the porch, so I no longer had to deal with his BS. Fuck him.
Yeah, I very much try and not say shitty things about people's family when we're getting through stories with them in it, but that is fuck him, man.
Stupid. Yeah. Like,
I love that being yourself freed you from that shit, though. Yes, like, seriously.
100. You do you. And good thing you're out of that mess and that you don't have to deal with anymore, because if he treats you that way, fuck it. Also, don't feel pity, because that shit is lame, and now I am very medicated and it doesn't scare me anymore and I can laugh at it. Thanks so much for this show that I spend all of my waking moments playing. Also, there's a girl in 2 of my classes who has said 1 or 2 things that make me think she may listen to the podcast. So what up, Lily? If you happen to listen to this podcast, let's be friends.
That's awesome.
Yes,
I hope so much
Lily, if you're out there,
listens to this podcast too.
Hit up. Wait, who wrote this? I don't know the name of who wrote this, but maybe you guys can run into each other and it'll be great. But I am way too scared to ask you in person because, yeah, sorry for the long ass drawn out story, but I hope you enjoyed it and my writing wasn't too bad. It was
fantastic.
So well written. And I am so glad you don't have to deal with that crap anymore. No one should have to deal with someone who thinks you should not be you.
100%.
Bitches. Yep.
Let me check really fast. This was sent over in PDF form. I think the person's name... Should we even say it? Like, they didn't say not to say it, but I don't want to, like, give away stuff if they're trying to be anonymous. Doesn't sound like they're trying to be anonymous, though.
Is there just a first name?
Yeah. It's Autumn. Thank you so much, Autumn, for sending us the story. It was super intense, and I very much appreciate it when people decide, like, hey, even though this is traumatic for me, I'm going to share it. Because you never know who's listening to it. It's like they feel more normal hearing that something has happened to someone else that's traumatic or just, you know, crazy by normal standards. But some of us have lived through crazy shit, you know?
Yep.
And it's really hard to explain to someone who's never gone through that trauma. And it was very, very well written. And thank you so much for sharing it one more time. And if you have any other stories, please send it our way and keep us updated if your classmate comes up to you and is like, I totally listen to Scaryish. I'm going to be so excited if that's the case. But
hey, we've had a couple who met because of the podcast get married. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
And there was an ocean between them at the time.
From 2 different countries. Okay. So if 2 people can come together and become spooky best friends, I'm totally down for that.
Indeed. All right, let's look over into stream chat and see what you wonderful folks had to say, and then we'll get to the last story of the show. Chloe Michelle says, the writer's mom is a queen. Xena Knight says, yes, queen. And What's Her says, a child's park next to a prison just seems like psychopathic city planning. Seriously, I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? That's nuts. Xena says, yeah, that's shitty planning. Latria says, I'd rather move away from the city than close to a prison. What's for Dinner says, I've been trying to get people at work to listen to the show, but they are all forgetful fuckers and forget to listen when they're off. The more you push, the more they're going to dig in and be like, nah, I'm not going to listen to it. It's like when you try and tell someone to watch something you know they're going to like.
Yeah. Pink Penguin says, I find comfort in solidarity. Nice. Us too. Chunkster says, who got married? Sam and Andrew. I don't know if
Sam from the Isle of Man and Andrew from Reno, Nevada.
So Sam, I don't know if you folks remember the Isle of Man episode. It is literally like episode 2 or 3.
I think it's 4 or 5 because she wrote us in episode 2 or 3, and we're like, someone listens to this shit?
Yeah, she wrote us, and she's like, y'all should look into the Isle of Man. And we're like, what is the Isle of Man? And so we made an episode about that. And that is like OG content. But she is from the Isle of Man, and Andrew is from Reno, and they met through like Facebook or something.
It was the Spooky Friends group. And It's kind of funny because we're friends with them on Facebook, like friends, not just Spooky Friends. And it was like their anniversary or something like that. And Sam posted something about their anniversary, and someone was like, oh, it's been this many years since Andrew slid into your DMs. And she goes, I slid into his. And I was like, damn, that's awesome. So, yeah, it's just super crazy. Xena says, I've been to the Isle of Man. Pink Penguin says, that's romantic. I'm Whispering says, I learned the Isle of Man existed because of this show. Same here. I learned of it because of Sam.
Bunny Cake says, my small city is home to a maximum security prison, and it's terrifying. That sounds freaking terrifying. Elizabeth Tree says, that's so amazing. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, when it happened, I am sad we couldn't go to their wedding because we were broke ass bitches, and
we were so trying to go to their wedding. They invited us and everything.
And I wish we could have gone, but oh my God, it's just, they're so cool. I love them. Radio Man says, good evening, Robin and Adam. Hello. Hopefully you're doing great, okay, doing awesome.
Hopefully you're only doing okay. I don't want you to be doing great. The maximum level of cool I want you to be at is okay. Just kidding. I hope your night is the best night of your life. All right, I think we're caught up on chat. We'll stop right there, and I'll move into the last story, which will be, I think, the shortest that we've had tonight. Definitely the second shortest at the most. I always do this thing where if Robin stays still for too long, I worry that either her internet or my internet has died. It was just a blip. She went a little bit blurry for a second. Now she's back, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this story. All right, so to follow that up, we have the last email of the show. This one's subject is, and I'd like to point out that this is a great way for you folks to do this. They say, you can share, just keep my name anonymous, which we absolutely will. So if you have a story but you're worried, like, I don't want people to know it's me, you can always just send it in and ask us to keep your anonymity. We'd be more than happy to do that. This story starts out like this. Hey, Robin and Adam.
Hello. That's
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. I'm finally caught up. I've been wanting to write you guys for a while, but I wanted to catch up first. Anyways, I listen to you guys at work. I work overnights, and you guys definitely help the shift go by fast. That is something that means the world to me because work sucks. And if we can make it go by faster,
I know.
You're going to do it. It goes on to say, I came across you guys randomly on Spotify and got hooked once I started listening. It's funny, though. Goddamn, shout out to Spotify. You've been so good to us. It's funny, though, because I listen to you guys on my speaker at work, and it's always so inconvenient when Adam says something inappropriate and one of my coworkers is listening. They kind of just give me a look like, what are you listening to? And I just try.
What kind of inappropriate?
I say some ridiculous shit, so I feel really bad for this person. They say, what are you listening to? And I just quickly try to explain what the podcast is about and how Adam is just random like that. If anyone is in that moment right now, this is a paranormal / true crime podcast, and I am a stupid random asshole that says filthy shit often. So I apologize, cockballs.
Oh my God.
So,
what?
Anyways.
What? Children listen to the show. I mean, okay.
If children are listening to this show.
Children should not be listening to this show.
I'm not going to say children shouldn't listen to this show. But what I will say is you should have your parents' permission and understand you should not repeat anything we say.
Unless it's educational and accurate.
Unless you're going to be like, so actually the Isle of Man is this island that exists, between this place and this place, cock shit balls. And then hopefully you won't get into big of trouble.
No.
Don't say that, kids. Don't. Also, realistically, kids, like this isn't your show if you're listening to it. Hey, cool. I used to watch R-rated movies when I was very young. It clearly wasn't a demographic for me, so I knew not to repeat that stuff and not get in trouble.
I mean, I feel like if I were in middle school and I was listening to a bunch of true crime stuff, I would be so traumatized. Like, I would not want to go outside, straight up.
That could be. I mean, the stuff that we did this topic episode was pretty horrific. But all right, let's get back to this person's email. The next word is anyways, because they knew I was going to fucking do that. Anyways, now into my weird experiences at home. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with my mom and siblings, and I've kind of always heard weird things in my apartment. Not too scary, just things falling out of place and such. I remember a few years ago. Sorry, this is weird. It has like comma, then like an extra return, then a parentheses, then an extra return, so the formatting got screwed up. I remember a few years ago, I want to say I was about 12. I am now 25, so more than a few. And I was walking into my kitchen, and one of our top cabinet doors was open. I decided to look up. Fucking motorcycles. I decided to look up, and for some weird reason, I saw the random shadow figure jump down at me, and I literally squatted and put my arms over my head. My brother looked at me kind of strange and asked what happened, and I explained to him what I experienced and if he had seen it as well. He looked at me like I was crazy, kind of tried to laugh it off, and was like, nah, I think you're just seeing things. That was the one and only time I saw something like that in our home. I've seen shadows at work, and it always happens to be in the same spot. The figure just kind of looks about my height, which is 5'1", and looks like it has short hair. Can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. It did scare me at first, but at this point, I just see it as them keeping me company while working that section.
What?
That's kind of scary, but it's like, if you can find peace with like these shadow figures that are just sort of hanging out, as long as they're not following you and they're sticking to their area, I guess I could see that.
But if I was working in a warehouse and I kept seeing this shadow figure chilling, I'd be like, I'm not coming into work ever. Like, see you later. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
All right. It goes on to say, there was also this other time when I was home alone, and the way my apartment is set up, the sink and mirror are not in the bathroom, if that makes sense. Not sure how to explain it, but it's a tiny hallway, and my mirror and sink are there, and then in the bathroom, we have a shower and bathtub. I think it's kind of like when you have like how our bathroom used to be in our room out here, where it's like you have the sink in one room, and then behind it is like the cabinet, and then there's a door, and inside the door is like the toilet and the bathtub / shower combination. So you have like a water closet that has your shower in it.
I assumed it was kind of like Starbucks, where you have the toilet rooms, and then you walk outside, and it's the sink and mirror, and everyone washes their hands together.
I don't know. That could be. All right. Anyways, one day I was getting ready to go out on a date with my boyfriend, and I was doing my makeup in front of the mirror when suddenly I hear water running. At first, I didn't think much of it because I thought it was coming from my neighbors next door. Yes, the walls are pretty thin. Then, I took a moment to process it, and I noticed it was coming from my bathroom. I got the courage to open the bathroom door, and it was in fact my shower running. It was the hot water, and I went to shut it off, called my boyfriend to pick me up, and waited for him outside my building. It was super weird and creepy, but that was the only time I've ever experienced that. That's all I have for now. I do have other stories, just have to type them out for you guys. I hope I get to hear this on the podcast. Also, I typed this out at 5:30 a.m. while on my last break at work. I hope it makes sense. I was too lazy to go back and proofread. Upside down smiley face. Sorry. That's so funny. Thank you so much for sending that in. We definitely want to hear your other stories, so hopefully you have another break at 5:30 a.m. coming up soon that you can write them to us. We would definitely appreciate it. And yeah, I would try and find another apartment because fuck that. Like, if your shower's turning on, one, it's terrifying, and two, that is wasting like money. Like, you're paying for water, I assume. You're paying for electricity or gas or whatever to heat your shower, and that's expensive shit, dog.
I know us here on the West Coast are running low on water.
Yeah, seriously, so, ghosts. What the fuck? That's weird.
And I mean, so when it comes to plumbing things turning on and off, I know that's one of the things that people are always like, but plumbing does that sometimes. It can't be a ghost. It just happens. So I don't know about that one. You know,
I understand that sometimes things turn on their own, but to get to hot water, typically you have to turn something like 75% of the way open. So that's like a significant plumbing problem if that's just happening randomly. And it was an isolated incident, which makes it even weirder. So either way, thank you so much for sending that in. Tell us the rest of your stories. All right, that is the final story of this story time. I'm going to go ahead and fire up Marbles on stream while Robin reads the stream chat. Radio Man says, good evening. We already said that because I'm stupid. All right, there isn't a whole lot extra, but I'll let Robin handle it.
I hope your
internet
is not dead.
She's frozen, but her audio is starting to come through. Now she's blurry. I think we're going to get her back here. It looks like it's not my internet, which means it'll probably clear up quickly for her. All right. You still there? Over. My upload is still solid, so I'm not sure if there's something wrong on my end with download or if there's something wrong on her end. They did just install fiber on her street, so hopefully that'll be something that's being acquired here in the near future. Ah, there she goes. She's starting to move again. Can you hear me? She's frozen again.
I am only
Okay, I think you're caught up now.
getting words periodically.
Can you hear me now? Ah, her camera's gone.
Perhaps.
This is fun. You guys can understand how frustrating it can be to have this long distance relationship thing when it's impossible to communicate with one another. Xena says, "Oh my god, it's nearly 4 a.m. Oh, you're probably watching from the UK.
Hello.
Thank you. Welcome back, Robin.
Am I working now?
Yeah,
Is it good?
I think you've caught up now.
All right.
All right. Just to make sure, say 1 as soon as you
Okay.
hear this.
1.
So you're still pretty behind by about 6 seconds. So
Oh, yikes.
hopefully, it looks like you're starting to level out. What does it say your ping is on Discord?
How do I look at that?
So like if you look, it says voice channels. You can see where we're at in the menu, and then if you go further down, it'll say video connected, and then it'll have bars next to where it says video connected. Right now, if you mouse over the bars,
My ping is 15 milliseconds.
I don't know
My
why.
last ping. Okay, hold on. My average ping is 1,000.
Yeah. So okay, if you're at 15, that means you're.
My last ping was 21.
I think you're leveling out now, so we should be okay.
I'm fucked.
I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna fire up marbles on stream. Hopefully, we can get it in before Robin's internet implodes. I realized just now that I did not update this before the show, so hopefully they didn't release one, or else we may be waiting for. Oh, okay, cool. Gonna move the shitter chatter over to my other screen.
The shitter chatter?
Cool, 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 cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move the redemptions to a different spot on the screen so I can see those still too. Cool, 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 cool. And let's go ahead and switch the scene so that we can see the marbles. And
Murmurs.
it has all right, we're gonna have to work on this. It's okay, y'all. Stick with me. We're gonna get this figured out. All right, there's the stupid battling thing is going on right now. Where is Marbles on stream? I know what I can do here. It's funny because this game is playing in the background while this is all going on. Lizry says, how did I only just redeem the last drink? I don't know, like 5 of them came out fast and furious, and then they sort of slowed down. So here's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to fix mine and Robin's camera. Secondary test. Filters. We're going to switch the padding on this, and it should hopefully be okay now. Switching it to marbles. That kind of worked. We're way too high. And then we're going to move over the chat window over here. That should be good. And now the marbles on stream game needs to be stretched, transform, fit to screen. And I just have to figure out which one is the stupid fucking thing and just get rid of it. No, no, no. Game Capture 2. Got it. Okay, we've got this shit nailed down. Game Capture 2. Vanish. Boom. Fixed. Race. Exclamation point vote, then a space, and the number that corresponds to the track you want to race. And we're going to do this thing. All right. Chunk says, I think I missed most of the announcements, so is Robin staying in Cali? I'll let Robin answer that question.
Yeah, I start my new job out here in California on Monday, so it's kind of permanent.
So I will be
Well-
relocating to California here soon. So that is cool. Also, we're going to be doing D&D live streams on Wednesdays for a few months at most, maybe just a month or two. We'll see how that goes, and we're going to have a few different versions running simultaneously, and those are going to be the Friday episodes that are going to be released. And I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a really good time, and I hope you folks enjoy it. Also, we're going to have the live streams on Wednesdays be filled. The slots of the players are going to be filled with folks that participate and show up and watch. And I'm going to set something up so that you guys can sign up, and one of the spots is absolutely reserved for Glitch Grim because Glitch is the best.
Around.
Nothing's going to ever keep him down.
Yep.
All right, it looks currently like there is a tie between the Raging Pin and Pixel's Death Alley for the most votes for a track. We're going to let it scroll by one more time. If the tie is not broken, I'm going to choose a track at random.
I'm going to join Twitch from my phone, but jump off of the Wi-Fi in case I destroy everything.
It's probably a good idea. Red Keto has voted for the Raging Pin, pushing the vote in that direction. We have a little bit more scrolling to go. And we'll see whether or not that winds up being the track that we race. Ping Penguin also just voted as well. Chunk says, now that I'll be off work in the evening, I may participate. Nice. What'd you say, Robin?
The last drink redemption is going to be the rest of my cup.
Yeah, I have to finish mine as well.
Oh my god, so good.
Bunny Cakes says, friends, I need motivation. It's cold, rainy, I have a headache, and I really don't want to go to my TMS appointment. I say, if you do it, you'll feel like you overcame these obstacles, and it'll just make you feel really, really good. So that's my motivational speech for you. All right, Raging Pin. On average, it takes 2 minutes and 23 seconds. World record time, 1 minute and 17. Locally, it takes us 2 minutes and 19 seconds, and Red Keto holds the Scaryish record at 1 minute 18. Which I think is better than the world record, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's behind it by 1 second. Oh, it's so close. All right, let's jump in there and get this party started. Exclamation point play to get your marble on stream. Also, let me fire up the voting as to which one of us you think will finish better. Robin or I. Start a prediction. Start the prediction. Start the prediction. You have 2 minutes to vote from right now, and then I'll set the timer for the race to start in 2 minutes from right here. Beautiful. We already have 16 marbles, 17 now, and you guys have plenty of time to do that voting. I currently have 72 points to vote with because I voted on myself last time, and now no one wants to vote on me, and I think that's a wise choice. All right. Everyone vote for Robin. That way my super low number of points can get paid out super high if I win. We're up to 18 marbles, which is awesome. Thank you all so much for participating. And again, if you win the race, you can get a sticker, of which there are new designs that Robin has done over at Robin's Kawaii Corner. And if you want to get one of those new Scaryish designs, encourage your marble to go very fast.
I want to go fast.
I want to go fast.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's such a cheesy, stupid, and fucking brilliant saying. I hate it so much.
If you're not first, you're last?
Yeah. It's so funny, man. Like, that movie is like, if you look at it from a critical standpoint, you want to like analyze the filmmaking and the dialogue, you're like, this shit sucks. But if you want to just sit down and be like, I just want to watch something that makes me laugh and not think about it too much, Talladega Nights is fucking awesome. I love that movie. Enter Matrix says, gotta have faith at Malum. Hashtag Nat20.
I love all of the what are those
Cast?
movies? Like Talladega Nights, Step Brothers.
Oh yeah.
So
Will Ferrell
good.
and John C. Reilly together are hilarious. I have not seen their Sherlock Holmes movie though. Chunks said to Bunny Cakes, I'm sending virtual hugs. Adulting is hard, but I'm confident you can do it. Listener said, I'm terrible at motivating people to do adulting. I don't want to do so myself. Bunny Cake said, That's fair. It's the second last appointment for the week, so I should push through. See, you're motivating yourself now. All right, Elizabeth Tree has jumped out to an early lead. I really don't do well on this track, so if you bet on Robin, it's probably a safe bet, but we'll see what happens. Pink Penguin's in the lead. Chloe Michelle's trying to take the lead. Donosaur has fallen off already. Donosaur was just like, I am way too cool for this track. F this noise. Everyone's getting slowed down right now, so there's plenty of space for people to catch up. However, Pink Penguin and Elizabeth Tree are still running first and second. Chloe Michelle is third. Let's watch everyone make their way downtown, walking fast, faces passing them homebound. Chloe Michelle is in first place, chasing Red Keto's Ghost Ball, which shows the record-setting pace. Chloe's like, you know what, I'm going to go backwards. Pink Penguin just fell off. 911 Girl is looking like they're going to try and take it. However, Elizabeth Tree is jumping out to the lead. But once you get into that stupid little arena down there, you have to hope that you're going to get shot into the air. 911 Girl got through that pretty easily with Sherry Sue hot on her heels. So we will see whether or not the person threw first. Oh my god. 911 Girl got launched. Red Keto has fallen off. This is getting kind of intense. I don't think anyone's going to catch Red Keto's record-setting pace. Laura Ann has fallen off as well. Chunkster is making a strong push, saying, I have the motivation, or I have the energy of getting a new job. I want that sticker. Gimme, gimme, gimme. 911 Girl is still in the lead, though. Red Keto's Ghost Ball is definitely going to finish first. Bunny Cakes, I'm What's for Dinner, and I have fallen off. Fuck this game. So whoever voted on Robin just won some fucking points. Lame. 911 Girl does not get hit by the giant ugly face. I Am Beef Trainer says, well, if Adam's not racing, neither am I, and hops off the track as well. Sherry Sue and 911 Girl are both vying. I think Sherry Sue's going to get connected. Yep. And 911 Girl did not. That bodes very well for Sherry Sue taking the victory if they can get down this path before anyone gets launched up, and it doesn't look like anyone did. Let's follow Sherry Sue's Ghost Ball as she secures herself first place. Congratulations, Sherry Sue, and happy birthday. Also, let's go over here and see who is running second place. It looks like Xena is, and they are almost certainly going to finish second unless there is any tomfoolery with getting down that ramp, which it looks like things are going to go well. There's no obstacles or anything, so as long as you don't fall off accidentally, you're usually good. Xena takes second. Latreia is going to take third. And that fiery wave of death is definitely going to be approaching all of us soon. It looks like most folks have gotten launched up and are making their way to the finish line. Robin's going to finish fifth, with Glitch finishing sixth. 911 Girl seventh. Chloe is actually going to finish eighth. Enzo Matrix and Elizabeth Tree are just circling this thing like, oh, you want to hang out? No, yeah, let's hang out. And that fiery wave is approaching, so if you guys don't get to it soon, you're going to perish.
Ain't no thing, G-string, blang, blang.
I hate your catchphrases sometimes.
Love them.
This exact moment right here is why I hate this track. It's like there's nothing you can do to make your marble just go to the frickin' middle. It's like, I welcome death at this point. Oh, someone got launched. Who was it? Was it Enzo? Where did the marble go? Ah, there it is. Alright, so Elizabeth Tree just got launched as well. We'll see if they are able to survive before the fire wave of death gets there. I think Enzo Matrix is definitely going to make it. Cool. Elizabeth Tree is trying her best to outrace the fire and succeeds. Congratulations. But overall, Sherry Sue takes home the victory and gets 36 points. Congratulations one more time. Says, yay. Thanks, Adam. You are welcome. All right. Don't forget to reach out to us and let us know which sticker you would like. We'll be happy to send that your way. And we're going to go ahead and run one final race for the evening. So go ahead and start your voting.
My stomach just made awful sounds.
Can't believe I lost again.
If you're not first, you're last.
I'm going to pay out everyone. Why is this alt tab not working? That's weird. There we go. Choose prediction outcome. Choose outcome. Robin, complete prediction. There y'all go. Lizardry says, Sherlock Holmes was terrible, but I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan.
Everyone says that. Everyone says that Sherlock Holmes is just the fucking worst.
Pink Penguin says transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's a treatment for depression. As a question, Bunny Cakes did confirm that was what it is, being zapped in the head with magnetic pulses. Lizzie says, damn you, Adam. I just let everyone down. I'm so sorry. Red Keto says, out of the 14,000 points on Robin, I was 10,000. That's hilarious. It's a very bold bet. I'm What's Says, not sure how that helps with depression. I just have to cycle through a couple different medications every 6 to 8 months or so. I'm not sure how that does work, but I've heard a lot about it working. So hopefully it does. And if it does, then definitely go for your treatment. And if it's not working, then work with your doctor and be like, I want to do something different. Chunk says, bet 5,000, but I still got a solid 16.3K. Damn.
Wow.
You still have plenty. All right. Speedrun is currently the track with the most votes, and I think just looking over and seeing how many people have voted for 6, it's most likely going to be our track. So once we get to it, if it has over 5, we're going to go with it. Doop-a-doop-boop. And as soon as we get in there, I'm going to set up the predictions that you guys can pick whether or not you think Robin or I will finish first. We all know it's going to be Robin because this game sucks.
What the fuck?
Ray Keto says, Chunks, let me know if you need more. 36.9 thousand now. Damn. All right. 6 has 9 votes. Speedrun is our track. A minute 57 is the average time. Minute 27 is world record time. We have not raced it this season. Let's jump in there. I will get the prediction set up right now. Start the prediction. Start the prediction. That's the prediction I want. Start the prediction. Go ahead and get your votes in. Don't forget to type !play so that you can participate in the race as well. I cannot believe.
I know this is TMI, but like, I'm totally going to go to the restroom after this.
Right on. I'm doing okay, but I do have to eat after this. It's my last meal of the day. We have 16 marbles already in the race. I think we had 18 or 19 last time, so some of you folks are slacking. Don't forget, type !play. Get in here for a second chance to win. We would love to see it. And we have about a minute left for you guys. I'm Western says, I'm betting 3K on you, Robin. Don't let me down.
I hope y'all don't lose them.
Liz Tree also says, gotta stick with Robin.
Thanks, y'all.
Boop. And Zomatrix has joined the race, bringing it up to 17 marbles that are going to be participating. Let me check redemptions and see if there's anything new because I have hidden them away. Glitch has also joined, bringing us up to 18. No new redemptions, or excuse me, no new redemptions. I'm not crazy. Lizard Tree doing the last drink was 15 minutes ago, and that's the most recent one. Bunny Cake says, I got 7,000 on you, Adam. Don't fail me again. Just kidding. No, I feel that. Which says, oh man, almost didn't enter. That would have been rough. Actually, 51% of the points that have been voted on me, so that's a shame. 6 people voted on Robin, 6 people voted on me. We will see how that turns out. Let's take a peek at what this track looks like. It's very shiny. It looks like it's got some bumps, and it's got some swirls, and then it has a funnel at the end, so... And then it has the discarded remnants of whatever the original track the person was building is over there. So we'll see who comes out of the funnel first. We'll rate down here by the hole. And I don't see a whole lot of stuff that's like obstacles that'll knock us off or slow us down. All right, Xena is the first one out. Pink Penguin says, Adam for President 2024. Actually... when I was younger, I was very interested in going into politics. I decided not to do it because it turns out I'm not a huge scumbag and I want my life to make a difference. But you have to be 35 years old to run for president, and I would have turned 35 in 2020. So my plan was to run in 2020, the first year I was eligible, and my campaign slogan was going to be, I have a clear vision for our future in 2020 because of the vision thing.
Oof.
And it's really good. And I was going to just go to college campuses and encourage all those kids to vote and just give away like free condoms and set up beer pong tournaments for everyone. And yeah, that didn't happen. But hey, I'm sure in 2024 things will work out, right? Xena is still doing very well and is just cruising along in first place here. There are some accelerators and a few of these slow-moving pegs that are obstacles, nothing to launch you off. Robin and Red Keto are trying to catch Xena right now, but Xena is taking a pretty good line. The hardest part is going to be the end here because you have to let your marble rattle around and fall through, which might give Robin or Red Keto enough time to catch up. 911 Girl is right there along with Enzo. We will see. Oh, Xena ran into the peg and went straight in. Congratulations, Xena, on your victory. That's what you get for staying up until 5 a.m. your time to watch. Red Keto takes second place. Chunk says, this track looks like mini golf. Lizardry says, I like how shiny the track is. Pink Penguin said, LOL, you said clear vision and the camera went blurry. That's hilarious. All right. As far as who won the bet, Robin came in third place, so I lost. Yeah!
I always win. I always win.
She does.
Okay, I can't say always.
Almost, though.
Almost.
All right. That's Xena's first win on the season. However, with the consistency in the races, they are now up to, if my math doesn't fail me here, 65 points. Red Keto goes up to 27. Robin is up to 46. No additional points were rewarded, however, just some notables. Sherry Sue sitting at 36, Enzo Matrix at 19, Laura Ann at 14, Latria at 18, Lizardtree at 13.
Aww.
The rest of us are goose
says
eggs.
It's okay, Adam. You're still a 10.
Aw, thank you so much, Chunkster. And also, one more time, congratulations on that new job. Xena says, whoop, whoop. So, congratulations, Xena. I'm going to move us over to our normal camera, and then I'll have to fix Robin's camera because the padding doesn't automatically change when I press the button, and I can't keybind it, which would make things a whole lot easier. But hey, I can just adjust the filters manually. I have basically stretched everything Streamlabs can do to its very limits, and I have 4 filters that are on the cameras.
Work.
It would be nice if I could press the button and the filter would change, but like there's no key binding for that, which is unfortunate. But I think I'm probably one of the only people that would need that functionality, which is probably why they don't have it. But whatevs. All right, let's pay people out. Choose prediction outcome. Choose outcome. Robin, yes, again. Complete prediction. Congratulations, Robin, on your victory. It's so lame.
Thank you. I'm pretty amazing, if I do say so myself.
Gonna go ahead and do the outro. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us live, and keep an eye out because by Friday, once the announcement goes out live to everyone, I'm gonna have the ability to sign up to try and join in on the live stream D&D horror campaign, and that'll give you all the opportunity to join as well. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us on the various social medias. And you can just sort of DM us if you want to. Again, those details won't be finalized until Friday, but I want to go ahead and announce it so that you guys, since you were here all the time consistently, can get a jump on that. So, gonna mark it, and we're going to do the outro. And that is everything we have for this particular episode of Storytime. For folks who have homegrown horrors out there that would like to send them our way, please do so. You can email storytime@scaryish.com. Or go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. There's a form you can fill out, and it does come directly to us. Or hit us up on our social medias. Facebook is facebook.com/scaryish podcast. Twitter is @scaryish_pod. And Instagram is @scaryish_podcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/scaryish_podcast, and those are monthly donations with tiers starting at $1. So for 4 quarters in tax, you can support us on Patreon. We also have a bunch of different tiers. There's some merch tiers, which reminds me I need to mail out the merch for this month for our Badge of Honor tiers and above. But we also have coffee, ko-fi.com/scaryish podcast, and those are one-time donations if you're not into the whole monthly donation type thing. And we're thankful for everybody who has offered their time, money, and just sharing us with your friends and family, things like that. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yeah, your support means the world to us, and it definitely keeps us moving forward, and it's the reason why we do the show. So thank you to everyone who listened, and we look forward to hearing from you about this D&D campaign and whether or not you're excited about it.
Yes,
so,
I'm very excited for it.
Very jazzed. It's going to be a little bit more work, but it's the most excited I've been for something new on the show in a minute, so it's going to be a good time. But thank you to everyone for listening. That's everything we have for this episode of Storytime. So, Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.